Hello, today I want to show you what I've been working on for the past few weeks. This is called Micronaut Test Resources. I'm going to show you just a sneak peek of what you can expect. Hopefully in Micronaut 3.6, we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to show you that with a simple application which uses Micronaut data JDBC. So it's really a really simple application. It has some entities, a book user. You can see that actually it's pretty simple. The book just has an ID and a title, and that's it. And then what we want, of course, is a repository for that. So I'm using this JDBC repository and saying I'm using MySQL, and I just have one method to find all. This is actually used in the controller. This controller uses the repository, and then we can list the books, we can add a book, and I can get a single book. So if we look at the configuration of this application, actually it doesn't say anything about MySQL, where the database is configured, and I don't have MySQL installed locally on my computer. So if I try to do Gradle run, this is going to fail. And this is going to fail because there's no data source configured for that. So for development, this is a bit annoying because it forces me to install MySQL locally, or I should start MySQL test container, whatever. So instead, what I'm going to do is go to my build file and just say test resources enabled true here. And I'm going to run my application again. What we can see is that now the application starts and it tells me that it's actually creating a container for MySQL. And after just about 10 seconds, I have the server running and I can go there and list the books, and there's a single book created, so it's created automatically in my application. When I start the application, I'm adding the book directly. So this is why we have a single book in the repository. I can actually add a book. So let's say Micronaut in action. There we go. And if I list the books again, I have my two books. So this is really nice, and this works for run, but it also works for test. So if I run Gradle test, then this test here is going to be executed, and it's going to start a container, and then after 10 seconds, my test should pass because we're going to have the book which is created when we start the application plus the second one that I'm adding here. So we get two books. All right. This is great, but for development, there's something great in Gradle that we can use, which is the continuous mode. So if I add this -t here and start again, then it's going to start my test container with MySQL. And once the test passes, I'm going to make a small change. There we go, the test passes. I'm going to say 3 here and just save my file. And we can see that it rebuilds the application, re-executes the test, and now the test is failing. So without having to restart a container, it's reusing the same container. So I can go and say 2 here, refresh, and now the test passes, which is pretty nice. You can do the same if you do actually Gradle-t run. So it's going to start the application. We're going to get there and list the books. It's not started yet. Let's wait 10 seconds. Still not there. There we go. The book is there, and say that we want to delete a book. Book number 1. Actually, this method is not allowed because I didn't create this method in my controller. So what I can do is actually go to the book controller and say add delete /books ID. And Sorry about that. Public void delete long ID, and then I'm going to call my repository delete by ID. There's no return, so let's get there. I just added this method. I'm going to hit save. My application is still running. It restarted. So now if I run the method again, the delete passes. So yeah, this is really nice for development. And this is actually not the only option that you have. So if I interrupt there, and actually I can do something special, which is called start test resource service. Now I have this service started in the background. And if I do run, it's going to start my test container. Let's wait 10 seconds. There we go. So if I list the books again, the book is back. Okay. But now if I interrupt, in the previous case, actually my test container was shut down, but now it's still living in the background. So I can actually run Gradle test, and my test is executing instantly, like because it's using the same container in the background. And I can do a Gradle run, and now my application just starts in a second, right? So this is nice because then what we have is something which is in the background, and actually I'm not going to show you that today, but this is going to work with different build tools. So you can have one service which is built with Gradle, the other one is built with Maven, and they could communicate with the same test containers. There we go. I'm going to stop the test service, and now if I run again, it reruns using new containers. All right, this is all I wanted to show you today. Hope this is getting you a hint of what we're going to deliver in Micronaut 3.6, and feedback is welcome, so don't hesitate to go on the project. It's on GitHub on Micronaut projects / micro-test resources, and yeah, happy to get your insights. Thank you.